everybody. Welcome back finally to another episode of Chicken Bone Alley, brought to you by Earl Ramey Racing Engines, SRI Performance, Stock Car Steel and Aluminum, RK Motorsports Consulting, and as we talked about last time on the show, Profab Headers and Exhaust. What is up? I'm David.
I'm Sterling. What's up, y'all?
Whoo, it's been a little while, but we back.
It has, yes, sir. We are back.
But I want to go straight into this really fast. Being that this is episode 99 and we are back, we got something big coming up for episode 100. Guys, I want to tell y'all this real fast. That's why I want to do it first, get it out of the way. That way everybody hears it real good first. Episode 100, we're going to have a big giveaway. Thanks to SRI Performance, Stock Car Steel and Aluminum, Earl Ramey Racing Engines. We got a lot of stuff to give away. Man, I'm talking T-shirts, hats. What else we got? We got tumblers, stickers, all kind of cool products that SRI's got. We got Earl Ramey Racing Engine T-shirts. We got all kinds of stuff. Probably gonna do multiple giveaways in this. So, guys, what I need you to do, and this is the way we're gonna give this away. We need you guys to go on whatever app you're listening on, or either in our Facebook or something like that, wherever you can leave us a review. And leave us a review. Like I said, Facebook, Apple, Spotify. I think you can do it on Google. Anywhere you can leave a review for us, leave a review. We're gonna pick some of the best ones, and we'll contact you guys. Or we'll announce it on here, and then we'll get y'all to contact us by email, and we'll send y'all out a big prize pack. I'm going to put some pictures of it up this week. Some of the stuff you can get on, get, whatever, giveaway. I don't know. Is it winning?
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
I guess it's a contest, ain't it?
I would assume, yeah.
It's probably one of the easiest contests you ever have. So get on here, or get wherever you can. Leave us a review. And we'll send you out. We'll announce it. Might even call you and get you on the show. Who knows? So we'll announce all that next week.
Sweet.
On episode 100. I hope next week.
I ain't saying nothing for sure, but our track record ain't been too good here lately.
Well, it was. See, you're already.
We're 6 foot away. So.
Yeah. Well, see, what happened was 2021 went through, and we did really good.
Wonderful.
Really good. I think we had an episode every week. I don't know if we missed one last year.
I don't remember.
Well, I mean, regardless, there was a episode every week.
Right, yeah.
All right, well, come 2022, daggone everything. I mean, just all at once.
Yeah.
Sterling started out getting sick.
Yeah.
Then
I was sick 2 weeks.
Well, you were sick, and then the next week, I had went to, we were up at the Cars Racing Show, got a ton of interviews up there, great time up there while I'm on here. That was really fun, and honestly, I was kind of talked out for a little while.
Yeah.
And you were sick, so I was like, cool, let's just take the week off.
Right.
That's fine. I had a ton of stuff up there, and it was a lot of fun with Earl and Andy and everybody up there. Man, we had a ton of people up there hanging out with us, and
good show for sure.
Good stuff. So we decided to take that Monday off because I had been on the road coming back from that and everything, and Sterling was sick. All right, well, a little later, what was it? Beyond that, I got sick.
Yeah.
And Sterling had went out of town and managed to get snowed in.
Yeah. That was, yeah. Think about record snow in Banner Elk. Of course, it's going to be on the week that we're there. Yeah. It took us about 7.5, 8 hours to get home from supposed to be a 4-hour trip. So didn't make it back for that one, and yeah, you was still recovering. So, but we back nonetheless. We're good to go. We hopefully are recouped. Hopefully we got all our sicknesses out of the way for 2022. Sure didn't start off the New Year good.
It went around your house. It went around my house. It went around my mom and daddy's house. It went around.
It's been everywhere. It's been rough.
It went around my whole work. Is everybody there?
It's been rough.
We told them we could all just go to work anyway. We all sick. So.
Yeah, y'all had it, so it don't matter.
It didn't make a difference.
Yeah. So anyway, thankfully everybody is doing better and it didn't affect them too bad and their health wise. Everybody seemed to recover pretty good, so that's good for sure. There. I don't think this strand is, if you will, is as bad as the first one.
Mine just felt like cold sinus infection. Well, I never went and got tested. Ooh, I'm bad.
Yeah.
Well, I think mine felt exactly like a sinus infection. I mean, every symptom was a sinus infection, and in 2 days it was gone. I don't know if that's what I had, but I think I know my parents went and got tested. My dad was positive, so
yeah, mine felt like the flu, like majorly, like I've been hit with a Mack truck. For the first 2 days, and then the third day I felt wonderful, and then the fourth day coming right back. So I don't know what happened, but anyway,
relapse.
I must have, but yeah, so it's it is what it is. But I think about everybody's going to end up getting it at some point. So we all hopefully can have good enough immune systems and fight it off and just build from that. But anyway, glad to be back for sure. The good bit of stuff going on racing wise.
Finally, it's cranking back up.
Yeah, I mean, with it,
there wasn't much shutdown, but
no, there wasn't. But with everything out in Oklahoma, stuff pretty cool. Seeing some of that chili bowl and all, and stuff ramping up down in Florida and all already. So it's happening quick.
For sure, it's about to be on, and I'll give our buddy Earl Ramey a shout out here. He they kind of, and I can understand their side 100%. They're kind of on the bandwagon. This off season, especially for dirt guys, need to be a little longer.
Well, especially for the guys. I mean, Randy, Earl needs to catch up.
Well, the problem is there's been such a part shortage, he can't catch up.
Right.
And then season starts right back up. So he's slowly getting in parts, trying to catch up. Season never ends.
Right. Yeah, it's tough on the guys. So yeah, definitely, I agree. Having a few months off I would say for him to rest up, but not really. So it's just to catch up. But yeah, man, it doesn't stop. They sure don't. I mean, they went out west and come back and right back in Volusia. So, but anyway, yeah, it's quick and all. But before we get into that, speaking of snow, last week I was in Banner Elk with 20 inches of snow. And come back to...
You just brought it with you.
Yeah, we had, 4 or 5 inches this weekend, where I was at.
I think say you did. I didn't.
Yeah, we started out ice and nasty ice and all. It was pretty rough, and then we got a good bit of snow. So we went snow tubing. We took a tube to go pull behind a boat, and we pulled it behind a four-wheeler. And that was actually pretty daggone cool. So we enjoyed the heck out of that. Kiddos sure did, and it was bearable because it wasn't, negative 12 with the wind chill like it was in Banner Elk. You couldn't even stand outside hardly. It was miserable. So it felt pretty good being able to play in the snow and stand it. But yeah, they had a good time. And Blakely was sick the week we went to the mountains, so she couldn't go. My little girl, she had the flu, so she had to stay back. And so now she was able to see the snow for the first time, really, and play with it. So she had a good time. She enjoyed it.
Jackson went outside. Well, we all went outside. Unfortunately, we got up early because it didn't last very long around our house because it melted off really quick.
Yeah.
And we went outside, and I know y'all probably heard me talk about it on there before. My youngest son, he's 6 years old. He's autistic, and they consider him nonverbal, which isn't exactly completely the case because he whatever he needs to tell you, he will tell you.
Oh yeah.
If he wants it bad enough, he will tell you. So we walk outside and he's playing in the snow a little bit, and he's like, "Snow." So, I mean, he just walks around and says, "Snow." And by the time he finally looks up at us, he just goes, "It's cold." I was like, "Yes, you are correct. Yes, it is cold."
For sure.
All right, time to go in. But the funniest thing that happened, Kayla was filming the boys out in the snow playing around a little bit. And I think I showed you the video, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
We let our dog out, Daisy, and She comes running with Landon. She wants to play with Landon all the time. And all of a sudden, they're running side by side, and she just cuts across, takes his feet straight out from under. It was hilarious.
Yeah, that was pretty funny there. That was for sure.
Oh, it was funny.
Yeah, it's good stuff, man. I'm glad. Well, for the kids aspect, I'm glad everybody got to play with it a little bit. We hadn't had snow here in a while.
Well, I was glad, they got to play with it. What I wasn't glad about, and if they listen, well, they probably gonna listen to this show.
It don't matter.
We had a wedding.
It sucked.
We had a wedding Saturday. It was the absolute coldest wedding we have ever done.
It was all outside. Everything was outside.
Yeah.
It was miserable. Miserable. It was 20. When I got in my truck to leave that night at 9 o'clock, it was 21 degrees in my truck.
I know I went and rolled down my window to back up trailer a little bit. I couldn't roll down my window. It was froze shut.
Dude,
it just went, I was like, well, that's not coming down.
Dude, I was ready to go. That man was cold, but
we froze. We went through like 4 little propane tanks, the small ones on our heaters over there, but they had the big old stand-up heaters. They're probably, 10, 12 of them?
Yeah, probably, but I mean...
But you had to stand right on them to feel it.
It wasn't doing any good.
Oh, it was so cold.
It was terrible cold, and I hate it for them, too, because, I mean, I'm sure they had a whole lot of people supposed to be coming, and I think I counted like 22 or something people.
Well, unfortunately for them, this wedding, they had already gotten married back in like March of last year, because they've had to postpone the wedding due to some sickness in the family like twice.
They might have some more sickness after this past weekend.
Whew.
Man, it was cold. Great day. Whew.
It was chilly out there.
It was. But nonetheless, congratulations to them again.
Yeah.
We got a couple left, but hopefully they're going to be inside.
One of them is not.
Oh, God.
The next one is not.
That's wonderful.
I look low of 40 that night so far right now.
Well, that's better than 20.
Yeah, it's double.
Yeah, I like
double the temperature.
I'd like double 40. That'd be wonderful. I'm not a big fan of the cold. I'm kind of what do you call it? Is it cold nature or hot? Whatever it is.
You were cold natured.
I don't like cold. That's what I am.
That means you get cold quickly, so you were cold natured.
Very quickly. And once I get cold, I can't function too good. So yeah, it was rough for sure. But anyway, it was good. It was an experience for sure. I guess when you book a wedding a year in advance, you don't really know, especially around here.
Because we've done January weddings before, and it'd be
70
70 degrees.
Oh yeah, for sure. So who knows? You didn't never know. But
actually, I looked. We did one there this past weekend last year.
Oh really?
At the same exact place.
Wow.
And it was fairly nice.
Yeah, I don't remember it.
That was my buddy Brandon's.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
And it was nice there.
Yeah. So you don't never know around here, man. You don't have a clue what the weather's gonna be. And I saw a guy at work today said we might get snow this weekend. I said, man, I sure hope not.
It's supposed to be cold again. I think Thursday night's supposed to get down to 20.
I don't want to see no more snow, bro. I'm done with snow. I don't know how, and kudos to the people that can do it. But people that get snow 6 months out of the year and have to get out there and shovel and blow and whatever.
Nah, that's like a job.
You got to put 12 layers of clothes on to go check the mail. Nah, that ain't.
I'm good.
Not for me.
That's like we've probably told a story on here before, but what was it, about 3 years ago now?
Yeah, 2019. Yep.
Yeah, me and Sterling had to go to
Cleveland, Ohio.
Cleveland, Ohio. That was the coldest weather I've ever been in my life.
For sure.
And the most snow I've ever seen at one time in my life.
Yeah. Matter of fact, it was record lows when we were there.
Yeah.
In Cleveland, record lows. And
I guess for that day, yeah.
We had to go. I said, good Lord. I mean, I think I remember seeing -6 or -8.
I remember saw on your dash, your truck was on -8.
Yeah.
One time.
And, man, it was just miserable.
It was so cold that Sterling had a 3,500 Chevrolet at the time, diesel. And we had the heat on, wide open, hard as it would go.
Yeah.
And you still had to wear your jacket inside the truck.
Yeah.
It was way warmer than outside, but it never got hot in there at all.
No, far from it. Far from it. Yeah, I think we got 34 inches of snow in like 20 hours while we were there. So it was definitely an experience that I don't want to have to do again, honestly. But
so you folk up in Ohio up that way, More power to you. I know Kel and them had some snow the other day.
Yo, I bet they get a lot right in that area. But you know the coolest thing though about that whole weekend, we racing. We all love racing, of course. Obviously, I hope if you listen to this show,
I hope.
if not, you just like us, and I don't know why. But anyway, we found us an indoor go-kart track that was open.
I felt like I was going to have pneumonia once I left there, though.
Yeah, because it was warm, and then we hit
they had those heaters on that were so hot.
Yeah.
And they were so hot that people inside were hot, and so they had this big roll-up door at the back that they just opened up. Well, we go around the front side of the track and be sweating.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, you go around this one curve, and 0-degree air hit you in the face.
Yeah. Oh. Well, that was fun though. That was pretty cool. Because around here everything shuts up. We were gonna go bowling Saturday night or Sunday night, whatever it was. Saturday night and Friday night. Excuse me. This past weekend.
Right.
I mean, it wasn't bad Friday night at all. It was nothing really.
No.
And everywhere closed.
Oh yeah.
No bowling
Done.
open. There ain't nothing. So they don't shut much down up there.
Nah, they keep rolling with it. They used to it.
Yeah, for sure. So, but anyway, ready for warmer weather for sure. I know we always talk about weather. I don't know why that is, but we ought to turn this into like a weather podcast.
We could do like 2 podcasts in one. First half of it would be weather.
Yeah, I don't
know if anybody has a weather podcast.
I don't know either.
We'll be those guys.
Yeah, I'm sure Ed Piotrowski does. If anybody does, he probably does.
Is that what Ed said?
He always be saying something about something.
He was wrong this past weekend, though.
Yeah, and he tries to justify himself.
He was wrong. I hate it for Ed, but he was wrong. I'm friends with him on Facebook, but he was wrong.
He's slipping.
He was wrong.
Well,
he says weather is an ever-changing thing, and he was right. It changed from what he said it was going to be.
Well, I always say every meteorologist, ain't that what they are?
Yeah.
Every meteorologist is got a 50% chance to get it right or wrong.
I couldn't be that wrong on my job all the time. I know that.
No, I couldn't either. But I'm like, that's the best field to go in. You can't go wrong. I mean, you just put 50-50 up there and you good.
Yeah, you put 50% chance for rain.
You all right. You can't go wrong. So anyway, we ready for some warmer weather. And we definitely ready for some racing. And I'm sure it was probably a little warm down in Florida this past weekend.
Yep. I saw it. Some people were still wearing jackets, but it was, I think they said like in the 60s.
That's a lot
so it's a lot warmer than it was here.
Oh, sure.
Down at Volusia for the Sunshine Nationals. And Sunshine didn't come out much. They had a lot of weather
yeah, they had some
issues. And they had some track issues that really were because of the weather.
Yeah.
When you get rain off and on and trying to get track straight, it's so tough to get track like you need it to be. And I saw people dogging the track. I'm like, really?
Yeah, you can't.
I mean, you can't do it so much.
Volusia has never had issues, but I mean, honestly, outside of weather,
right?
We've been going down there for years, Bo, and there's freaking pile of cars on that track.
Pile of cars, no dust. Sometimes it becomes a one groove track, which kind of stinks sometimes.
It does, but I mean that's a freaking ridiculous amount of cars that
exactly
be on the racetrack. So I mean, it's whatever. But it definitely was all due to weather for sure.
Oh yeah. But this weekend it was it was racy. I will say that it was racy. You just had to figure out how to race the track, and there was a few guys who probably figured out a little better than others. Ladies and gentlemen, on the phone, man that really found his way around Volusia this past weekend, driver of the Shane McDowell Racing number 17M, Mr. Dale McDowell. What's going on, Dale? You doing all right?
Yes, sir. Doing good. Doing really good.
Good deal, man. Well, congratulations on the win this past week, man. That was awesome to see from the fan perspective, I guess we'll say, because man, letting you know, I know you know it and have heard it, but man, we all been rooting you on for the past few months, especially. But I mean, even before that, but obviously for the past few months, and to see you come back and put her in victory lane, that was cool to see, man.
Yeah, it was really cool. This kind of things are meant to be, I think. Sometimes, we've been I've been down for 4 months and with prostate cancer or had surgery 4 months ago. So I've been down, the last 4 months and haven't been in a car. And so we just kind of really came down to the Sunshine Nationals just to kind of see where I was and what I needed to do and actually see where our program was, especially since we hadn't raced in the last 4 months. And we were fortunate enough to unload good and everything went our way and the car was good and the car was better than I was. I'm still not back 100%. Was able to get a win down there, and it was awesome. Good racers, good bunch of racers down there too. So that made us, feel pretty good. And so really we were trying to evaluate if we were going to come back for speed weeks, here in a couple of weeks or not. So I guess we've answered that question. We're going to come back and give it a whirl, but everything turned out better than we expected. And, I'm super pumped and proud and grateful, to be able to get back and do this and get back in the seat. And we had good support, and so we'll see if we can build on it come February. But it was an awful good sign. It made me feel a lot better knowing that I wasn't too terribly far behind. I'm out of shape still and was breathing harder than I probably needed to be, but everything went well.
Well, that's good, man. That's good to hear. I was about to ask that. With that track being in the shape that it was that a little extra on you there?
It was a little rough or a lot rough. I mean, the biggest thing with these racetracks is the speed that you run there. So the under normal circumstances on a 3/8 mile, there would have been no problem. But when you're running that speed, those speeds that the track produces, then the smallest imperfections in the track intensify, show up bigger. And so it was. They put like 300 loads of dirt on it here in the past couple of weeks, and so they just had some, wasn't lack of effort. It was just a product of trying to get the dirt laid down and get it in there, knowing where their weak points were. And so I think we found the weak points. So they got to work. They'll have to work on those areas. But those guys did a good job trying to get everything in. Weather really wasn't cooperating, with them to fix the problem at hand, so they end up canceling one night, and then we ran the next day, and then it actually rained the next day and was too wet of conditions for them to get the problem fixed. So I think they made the right decision, just to they postponed our race, canceled one of them, and then postponed the one that we're sitting up front for, and we're gonna run that here in a couple of weeks. So hopefully we'll go back and everything will be all better.
Well, that's got to be good to know, knowing that you're going back to your track and already sitting up front waiting on it.
Yeah, that's at least that part of it's worked out, So, but we'll have to see. I mean, the track conditions change. Our car was awfully good. Really, my car was good through the holes. I don't know if it was the way I was crossing them or whatever, but I wasn't having some of the issues that some of the other guys were having. So I don't know what exactly that was, if it was our line sensitive or what, but it wasn't as bad, but it was rough. And obviously you could see the guys, with the wheels off the ground and things like that, and so it just made it a little bit tough on everybody, but hopefully they'll get all that fixed.
Oh yeah, I imagine they will. They do some good work on that facility. Every time I've been down there, it always ends up being pretty nice, as long as the weather cooperates. So I feel like they'll get it straight. But going back to we'll go back to last year a little bit. Well, you ended when you got stepped out the car before your surgery. You ended on a high note, and so did y'all make many changes to your package over the off season, I guess we'll say, or is it just kind of business as normal?
No, it really, we ended on a good note, but we had changed before that race. So that was kind of a bummer to me because we had actually felt like we had made some gains. And so the last race we had at Smoky Mountain, which was mid-September. Right. And we won a 7,500 to win race there, a Southern All-Stars race, I believe it was. And so we went out on a high note, and then I had surgery right there at the end of September. So we really didn't know. I mean, you don't know when you change that stuff till you go race it, and so everything was, we just kind of picked up right where we left off. And, he did have time to go through. My brother, Shane, he does an awesome job with those things. So he did have time to go through the cars, obviously, and freshen everything up and get everything ready for this year. So get a little bit of a head start. But it was a bummer we missed some of the bigger paying races right there at the end of the year. But getting my health back was the main thing, and there for a little bit didn't know. It was uncertain on what I was going to be able to do, and so everything everything kind of went our way. Good Lord kind of steered us back. He allowed me to be back in the car for a little while, so
That's right.
so everything worked out well, and like I said, we're still working on it. I'm still everything's good with my health. I just trying to get back and get my stamina back and get my strength back. And get back going is the task at hand now. But everything's going good so far. Can't complain.
Well, good deal, man. Well, speaking of your brother Shane, there, man, I'm gonna tell you what. I actually stood beside him there. What was that in July? That Sizzler at Charlotte, and I was standing beside him there while y'all were racing, and I love standing beside him over there, man. He is into it. He is. It's like he's driving that car from sidelines over there.
He is. He really does a good job. He's 8 years younger than me. I'm the oldest. And there's just two of us, and so pretty much he's worked on my stuff since he got out of high school. My stepdad was a huge supporter of ours, and so my stepdad owned a cylinder head place there in Chattanooga, and so he would actually work at the cylinder head place part of the day, and then my stepdad would send him to my shop and let him work the second half of the day. And so I went through the 90s and as a car owner, and he worked with me, and then all the way up into the early 2000s, and then 2006 we both moved to North Carolina and went to work for Richard Childress and took Austin and Ty Dillon Racing, and so that kind of evolved a little bit. And I drove for Clint Boyer for about 3 years, and Shane stayed there and managed their program. And so when we left there in 2017, he chose to buy everything and continue our race program. So now I drive for him and work for him. And I like it that way. So let him deal with it. But he does an awesome job. He's really pays attention to fine detail, all the small detail stuff, and he really does an awesome job. And he is intense about it, and he does a great job. I'm proud of him.
Yeah, man, it's funny how it comes full circle like that, ain't it?
Yeah, it is. It is really. I mean, now I kind of I laugh sometimes when I come in, because I feel like if I've hit anything, or if I've tore up anything, or we've got any kind of skirmishes or whatever, I feel like I'm pulling to a body shop and getting a damage assessment when I come in. I think he's going to write me an estimate or something when I come in. But things have changed a lot. Used to he didn't worry about the cost on anything, and now he really pays attention to it. So he and my sister-in-law Sarah, they do an awesome job, and it's fun. I mean, it's fun. We have fun, going up and down the road and racing, and we don't follow a series anymore. We just kind of go race wherever we're ready and win. And we have a bunch of good partners, Easy Go and Klotz and Klotz Synthetics and Cometic Gaskets. Just we just have a really good partnership with guys, and so it really just makes it easy for us and enables us to have fun and do what we love to do.
That's awesome, man. Well, you talked about going back to your start in the sport and everything coming through there, and you've been at the racing game for a good while now. What keeps you going in it, man? Is it just a love of the sport, or is it just you love to win?
Well, it's just, I mean, it's you grow up doing it. Our dad raced, and so I was in the shop when I was a kid, and Mom would have to pry me in, to do my schoolwork. And so I started racing. This will be my 41st year this year of racing. I started racing in 1981, and and I was a sophomore in high school, and so I've just been doing it forever. I haven't been doing it for a living forever. Actually, my parents had a construction company, and so I ran equipment and drove dump trucks and stuff like that, and kind of mixed, in the construction and the racing, and actually raced with our dad just a little bit, and then he quit Uh, he kind of just faded out of it about in the mid '80s, and you know, and so we actually probably about it was '92, probably '92, '93 before I started going on the road and actually doing it for a living. And so it was, you know, there was a lot of times where you were out there learning and you were trying to, you know, you'd step back and think, what in the world am I doing, you know? And but we just kept on, and just stayed persistent at it, and got to where we could be pretty competitive. And you know, we've met so many people, you know, on the road, and all the races that we've, you know, been around throughout the country. You know, you create so many neat relationships, you know, that turn into sponsorship, or turns into, you know, some kind of opportunity to do stuff to keep you going. And you know, so basically that's been what it's about, you know. And so it's been pretty cool. I mean, now all of our, you know, partners, so to speak, or most of them, probably over half of them, you know, we created relationships when we were at Richard Childress Racing, Team Dillon Racing. You know, when we were there, we built relationships with those guys, and it carried over, you know, and through sponsorship programs, and you know, they support what we do now. So just enjoy every part of it. You enjoy. Now, obviously, when you struggle and you're trying to, you know, get back to where you feel like you need to be, that is a trying time, because you know, you feel like you're kind of just spitting in the wind or something, you know. But actually, you know, I mean, at the end of the day, you know, if you just stay persistent after it, you know, usually you can get back to where you're trying to get to. And I've been very fortunate and blessed and been able to do that.
Well, good deal, man. Well, far as I know, you said y'all haven't really decided everything yet, but far as this year coming up in 2022, you feel like y'all gonna go at it full force eventually, you know, far as getting back on the road and doing many races, or y'all gonna kind of take it easy?
We run about 45 to 50 races a year, regional, right around the southeast, and then we'll do, you know, all of the marquee races, or most of the marquee races. So we'll be steady after it. You know, he's got one employee. He and my sister-in-law Sarah and Landon, we got one employee full time there. So we just kind of do what we can do, you know. And you know, if we tear up something, I'm not at the shop very much. He's in Mooresburg, Tennessee. He's at Bloomquist Place, at one of Scott's buildings up there, and you know, I'm there in Chattanooga. So if we get in a crunch, then I go up and help. If I tear anything up and I feel guilty about what I've done, I go up there and work a little bit. But so we'll get out and run, you know, about the basic, you know, pretty much the schedule we did last year, and hopefully we'll be able to stay after it for a year or so.
Well, cool deal, man. Well, good. Well, hopefully we'll be able to get to one of them races that you're at and get to hang out and talk a little bit. But well, good deal, man. Well, man, I again I want to congratulate you for this past weekend and at the Sunshine Nationals there, and hopefully can take that top starting spot and and come up with maybe another win on that in the coming weeks here at Volusia. So, but we sure appreciate you coming on with us, man, and hanging out, and hope to have you back soon, buddy.
No problem. I certainly appreciate you guys, and I appreciate all those race fans that get out and support their local short tracks. We couldn't do it without those guys, and so we certainly appreciate that. And hopefully we'll be able to make something happen down here with the next. You know, there's going to be 5 nights. You know, if the weather cooperates, plus the makeup event that they're going to do, I think on the 16th on Wednesday. So hopefully it'll turn out well for us, and you know, we'll keep it digging.
Good deal, man. Well, you left there, and even though that got rained out, you just headed over to another racetrack, didn't you? Not racing, but you headed over to another racetrack, didn't you?
Yeah, we did. I'm over at East Bay this week for a couple of days. We got one of our sponsors, Percy Gundrew, with Connected Strategy Advisors, and he's a partner with us, and he races mods. So come over here and hang out with him a day or so, and just kind of visit, and hopefully maybe can help him a little bit, and just kind of repay some favors, and pay back for some of the things he helps us with. So I'm over here for a day or two, and then I'll go back. I think I'm going back to Chattanooga for a week or so, and then we'll come back down here and go after it again.
Well, good deal, buddy. Well, man, again, I sure appreciate you coming on and hanging out with us, and hope to talk with you soon.
Thank you, David. Thank you, man. Appreciate you guys.
Boy, we sure appreciate Mac Daddy Dale McDowell coming on, hanging out with us here tonight. What awesome run to see him come back post-surgery there and still put it on him.
Yeah, absolutely. That's really cool. And going out high and coming back in high, man, that's pretty sweet for sure. And,
That's what I'm talking about.
man, I've always liked Dale. And around the track, he's real cool for sure. And he'll come up talk with you and just has fun and everything he does. That's pretty sweet.
Sure enough.
Yeah, it really well, I know a lot of people definitely had it figured out better than others, but it's pretty cool to see. I didn't get to watch it, but I did see where Kyle, started 11th and come up to 3rd.
Larson.
Yeah, Kyle Larson. And man, that car looked good this weekend. I like
new colors he got on there.
I think Chicken Bone Alley sticker looked pretty good on there.
It would
match.
it would match perfectly on there now. Just saying.
Yeah. But yeah, so pretty cool to see Dale McDowell come up and take home the win, and for him, having all this scare and everything he had going out and with the cancer deal there and coming back and picking him up a win, that's pretty sweet for sure.
It is for sure. Dennis Erb looked good. Finished second there. Him and Chris Madden battled for a long time for second there, and Madden fell off there at the end. So, the normal guys back up there in the hunt. Unfortunately, didn't look like Kyle Strickler had the best. I'm going to tell you, that track was rough, though.
Yeah, it was a little deceiving as far as the racing because of the track. I mean, what would it have been different? You don't know. You don't ever know, but it was definitely challenging for them guys. And I know a lot of the guys didn't want to go out there and tear up stuff. I mean, we saw Big Frog Motorsports.
Mark Whitener there.
Mr. Whitener. He tore it up pretty good there. And I hate that. I hate to see that at the start of the year. That's got to be tough, man. But
Well, they said actually the car wasn't tore up that bad, though.
yeah, just
He rode the wall and kind of just rolled it up. I mean, it flipped over, 1.5 times, I guess you say. But they said they was going to fix it up and have it ready to go. So apparently didn't cause as much damage as it didn't cause that much damage. It looked worse than the damage it caused, I guess. So
yeah, for sure.
Which is sometimes good. I guess a wet track kind of helped him. A little spongy.
Yeah, for sure, no doubt. So the racing at Volusia this weekend kind of got a little screwed up because of the weather, but they'll be back soon for sure there, and I know they're getting ready to head to I know be Golden Isle for pretty soon, right, and East Bay. So
yeah, the whole between this was kind of the kickoff now. It used to not be, but now it's the kickoff for World Outlaws.
Right.
First race of the year. This Sunshine Nationals just passed. And then they come back, still hang out in Volusia through February for the World Outlaws. Then, is it after that? Is Golden Isle? I'm trying to remember. I'm sure.
From what I remember, Golden Isle was first. And
Okay,
they leave
okay.
Golden Isle and go to East Bay.
And then everybody comes back up.
Then everybody comes. Well, most of the guys come to Volusia.
Yeah. Okay.
Run there. I think. I'm not.
It's so much racing right around the Georgia, Florida area there.
Yeah, there's a whole lot going on, and we may have missed some tracks in between there. I don't know, but definitely a lot to see and a lot to watch. So find all your formats, which you can watch that on, whether it be Dirt Vision or
Mav
TV Plus, whatever.
I've had some issues with Mav TV Plus.
It ain't hitting on a whole lot, but Flow Racing is coming up pretty big. Their coverage for the Chili Bowl was pretty good. I couldn't get it too well where I was at, but I probably don't have the best internet source.
Well, there was a lot of people having issues.
Yeah, so hopefully I'll get all that worked out. But it is pretty cool to have the means to be able to watch live racing now. We said that before, but it is really cool to see that.
Well, I remember a few years ago we were talking about, man, it'd be cool to watch some dirt racing live sometimes.
Not see the same 3 races from East Bay on MAV TV.
Kidding.
Good Lord.
And we got more dirt racing now than we can almost handle.
Yeah, no, for sure. No, definitely. And it is cool to see that. And I I don't know, with all this, there's talks of a bunch of NASCAR drivers coming into the dirt world and running more late model stuff this year, more than just Kyle Larson. So we'll see what that kind of brings to the coverage. I really think that's going to grow that more.
Yeah.
Whether it be good or bad, I don't know. But the fortunate part of it is we'll have more to be able to see, and but you may see more live stuff. You really may. I don't know. I don't know what's going to be the case there, but I'm looking forward to this year coming. I think the dirt late model world has grown tremendously since the first of last year. And I think, as I hate to say it, I think a lot of it's because of Kyle Larson. And I don't think it's fair to give that to him, because there's been so many guys, so many years that have put in the effort to build the sport. But
well, the thing is you see Kyle Larson went out there, ran as many dirt late model races he could run, also sprint cars. Didn't run as much sprint stuff last year.
right.
He still ran a good bit, but I think, I don't know what the deciding factor is, but I imagine Rick Hendrick probably said, look, go run what you want, but I'd rather you be in a late model.
Yeah, I think they're a little safer for sure, no doubt.
And but you see that, and then see what he did last year, how they ran, won more races than
right.
anybody, and won a championship and stuff like that. And these guys look at that and say, well, apparently he's just a better driver than we are.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah, so they're going to try their hand in it. A lot of the guys, I think, maybe Martin Truex.
Yeah, Truex announced he's going to run a good deal of dirt races this year.
Yeah, so
I guess he ran that truck at Bristol last year, wouldn't he? Didn't he win the truck race?
I know he ran really well. I think in the trucks and in the Cup car. I think both of them, but a little different beast, I think.
Well,
but we'll see what he does.
Finished second, didn't he, in the Cup Series?
Yeah, I believe so.
So I guess he figured that edge was dirt racing.
Maybe so, and more power to. I'd love to see everybody come back and run with them guys, and I don't see where the regulars would take offense to that. I really don't. I mean, it's just, I think it'd be cool to go run with them guys, and you show off your expertise and your.
Well, it was kind of like we talked to Jeremy Conaway about it, and there's a lot of people, all of a sudden their eyes were brought to dirt racing because of Kyle Larson.
Right.
And there were some people that kind of took offense to it, like, well, we've been here for years, blah, 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 blah. I don't think that's the way to look at it.
No,
I think the way to look at it is, all right, Kyle Larson come in here, hadn't run a late model before, a couple of years ago, and whooped our tail.
Right.
Made us look stupid. We apparently need to go back to drawing board. Well, just like this past weekend at Volusia, Kyle went out there and just dominated dirt races like he did. Those guys started working harder.
Exactly.
And he's still fast, and he's going to be fast. He's just that good of a driver.
Right.
I don't care, because somebody was like, oh, he's got the best of equipment, blah, blah, blah. Yes, he does have the best of equipment.
Well, so does most of the guys.
So does everybody else out there.
Yeah.
You can't tell me that Brandon Shepard don't have the best of equipment. You can't tell me Josh Richards don't have the best of equipment. You can't. I mean, I could go on and on and on that list. Jonathan Davenport, he got the best of equipment.
Right.
So, and in all actuality, Larson's probably got pretty much the same equipment that Jonathan Davenport has.
Right.
Pretty much exactly the same.
Yep.
So if Larson's going out there and beating you in it, you need to work harder.
Exactly. It should definitely step everybody's game up, and and there again, I mean, the same hand, I think when these Cup guys, the supposedly best drivers in the world, they go down and run it down, if you will, whatever. They go run dirt late model stuff and they get whooped. Then they say, okay, well, well, what am I
They
doing
thought
here?
they were going down, but they realized quickly this was not down.
Exactly. I mean, we saw Kyle Busch run at Bristol, and he was in the way. I mean, he was in the exact same. He was in Jonathan Davenport's car. One of them. I mean,
It was in the backup car.
So, it's just. I think it'll be cool to see. I just don't want them to crutch the Cup drivers. I don't want that to happen. I don't want them to just give them the benefit of the doubt or give them track provisionals always. You run your way in the race, you run it. People pay money to go in the grandstands to watch that person run. If they don't make the race, then you got to do better. That's just the way I look at that. I really don't want to see another wait around for an hour and wait on Kyle Busch to show up.
We're prepping the track, all right. Prepping the track.
Yeah. I don't want to see that. So hopefully they'll do it right and give everybody the same luxuries that they would give a cup driver, I guess, if you will. And but it'll be interesting to see what they can do. And kind of speaking of them, Chase Elliott, he looked a lot better from what I saw at Chili Bowl. His
until he ended up in the fence.
Yeah, way up in the fence.
Way up there.
But
he said he was freaked out when he just looked and he just saw a crowd coming at him. And all of a sudden the fence caught him. Woo! That's the first time he's ever flipped.
Wow, that's crazy. I didn't know that, but
I didn't realize that. I mean, I don't remember any big wreck he been in really, but
no.
I just didn't realize that was the first time he flipped anything.
Yeah, that is pretty wild. But he has improved on dirt in the midget for sure. I guess we'll see what he can do. Maybe he'll get more in a dirt late model as well. But it's got to help. It's got to help driver control. It's got to help throttle control. It's got to help all that. There's so many things involved, and but if everybody tries to follow what Kyle Larson does, they're gonna have a hard time.
Yeah,
I just really believe that. I just think he's just a freak.
Well,
when it comes to driving,
100%. But also, these guys didn't grow up on dirt.
Right.
A lot of them didn't. Some of them did. A lot of them didn't though. And they're not going to have the same outcome.
No, they're not at all. And
difference is, Kyle Larson drove a sprint car first. He does apparently, obviously, and I'll say this about everybody who drives a sprint car, especially a 410 Sprint. They got the testicular fortitude to haul that son of a gun down in the corner, wide open.
Oh, it's insane.
At 120 mile an hour or whatever, and never hardly back off of it.
No doubt.
And that's not. You can't just teach that overnight.
You cannot at all. And I'll never forget, me watching them guys run 410 sprints at Williams Grove.
Yeah.
Seeing them come down in the corner as fast as they were, I mean, it's just unbelievable to me. I don't know how you can focus. I mean, Kyle set track record wherever he was at under 10 seconds.
Yeah.
We watched that. I mean, I don't know how you focus. How can you? And he's sitting here watching the daggum leaderboard.
I made a 9 point. I think it was like 9.98 second whatever lap. He's like, I looked up at the board to see I was right there at it. I knew I had just a little bit more. I'm like,
what?
How?
Yeah,
you made a sub 10-second lap. Obviously a small track, but where in there did you have time?
Yeah, it's just so
to look up at the board. I mean, apparently everything runs in slow motion to him.
It's got to. Everything's got to definitely do that. So, anyway, we'll see what happens. It'll be interesting to see this year how many Cup drivers come down to run, or come over to run the Super Late model. So, we'll see, man. Interesting to see what happens. There's a lot coming up, and glad to be back, man.
Glad to be back, and I'm always glad to be back with our buddies over at SRI Performance. It's that time of year, guys, as we've said over and over, but it is crunch time for a lot of you guys.
Yeah, for sure.
It's crunch time to get those cars ready, out the door, ready to go to the racetrack. It's coming up test days. It'll be here quick. And speaking of something I haven't talked about on here, I'm gonna have to call him myself.
You got to, Bo.
I got to. I'm gonna be the driver, not a car owner. My daddy's car owner of a legend car.
Yes, sir.
I'm joining Kale in the gang in the legend car
Sweet.
ranks. We went and bought one while we were up at the Cars Racing Show. Daddy said he was gonna get one, and once he said he gonna get it, there ain't no stopping him.
Definitely not.
So I'm gonna have to call SRI Performance and probably get me some of them Draco Springs.
Yes, sir.
I know our buddy Kale has ordered a few sets from them over there.
Right. Yep.
And so I'm probably gonna have to get some from myself and some other odds and ends and do a few things to get my stuff ready to go for the season. But I can tell you what I'm gonna do when I do order it. I'm gonna use my promo code CBONE10. That's C as in
Chicken.
BONE10. Get myself 10% off at time of checkout. And same deal over at Stock Car Steel and Aluminum, guys. Anything you need, make them cars look good, go fast, all that fun stuff. And not only cars, but anything around the shop that you need raw materials for. Check out Stock Car Steel and Aluminum.
Absolutely.
They'll have what you need.
Got it all.
Got it all for sure. I'm gonna try to let's see if I can talk my buddy Earl Ramey over here, Earl Ramey Racing Engines, into working on a legend car motor. It don't need nothing right now, but
Hey, he'll do it for you.
when I need it,
He'll hook you up. He can do anything, bro.
tell him, look, this motor's only got half the cylinders of what you normally work on.
Exactly. that should be half the money, right?
Exactly. Half price, right? Nah.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Our buddy Earl Ramey at Earl Ramey Racing Engines, boy, I got to spend some time with him up at the Cars Racing Show, and, boy, we had a blast. I ain't even going to lie. Went out to eat a couple times, and, boy, it was on.
Oh, I know it. It always is with Earl, that's for sure.
It was with Earl, it was with everybody. Man, we had fun, and that was a cool thing. Guys come up and hung out. Our buddy Will Harrington come up, brought a motor to Earl to work on for him, and got to hang out with him some, and just had fun time up there. But that tells you right there, that Earl Ramey Racing Engine power is where it's at.
Absolutely.
So get that Earl Ramey Racing Engine power in your car today, and or whenever you can get a motor, and then bring it over and put it on the chassis dyno. See what kind of powers you making. But I can tell you something that will up your power now, and that is some Profab headers.
Yes, sir, man. They got the best of the best.
Dude.
But they're everywhere, bro.
They own everything.
They are. They own midgets. They own cup cars. They own everything.
Exactly. You are not going to get any better name than Profab headers. They are the industry-leading exhaust for all racing needs. Profab headers, performance that wins. So you guys go check them out. Tell Andy over there we sent you. Also, everybody, especially you racers out there, MPM Marketing, Tanya McAllister over there. Guys, if you are looking to advance your racing career on the marketing side, which is where it's at, guys, y'all need to go check out MPM Marketing. Career advancement, driver promotion, graphic design, press releases, marketing materials, social media, and more. Go check her out. marketingwithmpm.com. Tell Tanya we sent you over there. So anyway, speaking of some NASCAR stuff, I guess, the Clash at the LA Coliseum, I guess, is coming up. Somebody put a video up. Somebody with NASCAR put a video up of the track. It's pretty much ready.
Oh yeah, I think.
I'm pretty sure they rode a bicycle around it. They were like on the inside of the track, and you can see it kind of swaying back and forth. I'm like, are they riding a bicycle?
That'd make it interesting, but put bicycles on them boys. I think.
Just show up over there with a bunch of bicycles. I say they show up with a bunch of little 4-cylinder cars, front-wheel drive 4-cylinder cars.
Yeah,
Don't tell nobody. That's just what they show up with.
That'd be perfect.
Daggone Honda Preludes out there.
Them boys be lost, but they wouldn't know what to do.
Oh yeah, bang bangers. Oh, that'd be funny. But so they gonna show up at the track over there, as I guess everybody knows, with the next gen ride in
About a month.
In about a month. Is it a month
No,
now?
it ain't
No, it ain't even a month.
No, it ain't long. It ain't long at all. A couple
No,
weeks.
if you could, yeah, because they gonna have a week off now between that.
Right.
Yeah, so it's I don't know. They were headed out. I know a bunch of them was headed out that way today. They had a test in Phoenix going on, I think, starting tomorrow maybe,
Mm-hmm.
and then they'll be heading over
Right.
to the Coliseum. Check that out. So I don't. That's
It's gonna be interesting.
Yeah. Did you see California's new rules?
A
A new mask rule now is got to wear a mask at all times. Even if you sit down there, if you're drinking anything, even for outdoor events,
You gotta have a mask.
you gotta have a mask.
How you gonna drink through your mask, bro?
I guess you gotta poke a hole. Your straw.
Jesus. I did see a band. I think it was Mississippi State during the bowl game.
Yeah.
They had a hole in their mask so they could play the.
Landon's in
Blues
band
or
at
whatever.
school and plays the trumpet. And they make them do, or were at the first year when the masks were required, we're making them do the same thing.
Wow.
And I said, well, why don't they just put the mask over the end of the trumpet? Make more sense.
That's ridiculous, bro.
So
That's
but
good
no.
stuff.
it's but anyway, I don't know. I know Marcus Smith has already said not Marcus Smith. Ben Kennedy.
Mm-hmm.
I said he wants that to be a staple every year, going back to the LA Coliseum to race.
I don't know. I guess we'll see. I don't know, man. It is what it is. But I don't really.
I don't know. It's
Just not normal, I guess. But
not exciting.
it might be exciting. We'll see what happens.
Well, but I'm just gonna straight out say it. Whatever. I mean, it's. I can say what I want to about NASCAR schedule. It bothers me, and I get why they didn't do it. It's because they want a West Coast audience, for one thing, and they want to be able to have a lot of fans in the stands. But it bothers me that there was a quarter-mile track, well, two, technically. You have either Bowman Gray Stadium, which is literally the same type track that you could have went and ran at. Or if you wanted a little bit more seating, I guess you could have went to Charlotte and run the Little Legends Oval right there if you want.
Right.
I mean,
yeah, they're just trying to move it around. That's all.
I get it, but I get it, but I don't get it. I don't know. I mean, that's a dead horse, and I guess we just keep on beating it. But
it is what it is. We'll just watch it and we'll talk about it, and we'll complain, or maybe we won't. I don't know.
It might be the best thing's ever happened. I don't know.
We'll see what happens.
I know. I figured there'll be gonna be some. There should be some rooting and gouging, but I don't know if there will be because they ain't got many cars.
No, they ain't messing up them cars yet.
No. So I don't know, but anyway, so I guess we'll see. But we've got a lot of racing coming up. Good to get back on here and hang out. And
Absolutely.
so, what else we got? Anything?
Not I know of, man. There ain't a whole lot going on yet, but it's going to be ramping up here pretty soon, and looking forward to seeing everybody again.
Faux show. So, guys, remember to be sure to give us some reviews so we can get you a prize out, hopefully.
Yeah.
Best reviews for episode 100 coming up. We're on 99 now, so be coming up. But anyway, as always, want to thank SRI Performance, Stock Car Steel and Aluminum, Earl Ramey Racing Engines, RK Motorsports Consulting. Hopefully our buddy Randy King gets better. He's been in the hospital a little bit.
Yeah, I hate that, man. We all trying to recover, and I hope he can do the same thing. So
Yeah, for
best
sure.
wishes to you, bud.
Profab headers and exhaust, and Forward Bite Apparel. Appreciate you guys.
Absolutely.
as always, we're gonna have to have Cole Vanderheiden on here soon to talk about his upcoming 305 year. They have sold a micro and a trailer.
Hey, boy, moving up.
Moving up. So we're gonna have to get him on here to talk about it. Preview this season. Also want to thank Checkered, the race hub. If you own any social media, make sure you also go over to Checkered. It is nothing but racing all the time. So anyway, guys, we appreciate y'all. I guess we'll be back next week for episode 100.
Later.